People often say that everything happens for a reason. But when life takes away everything we love, those words can feel empty. When pain surrounds us and every path appears closed, how can we possibly believe that something good may come from it? When we are suffering, sayings such as "bad luck often brings good luck" can sound empty. When our plans collapse, it is difficult to believe that when one door closes, another opens. Pain shows us what has been taken, but it rarely shows us what may be coming. That is why time is the wisest counselor of all. Time reveals connections that sorrow hides. It shows us why certain doors closed, why certain people left, and why certain paths suddenly changed. So stay with this story until the very end. By the end of the story, you may look at your own losses differently, because what appears to be life working against you may actually be life redirecting you. So, do not listen the story only with your ears. Listen with the part of your heart that may be carrying disappointment, fear, or regret. And as you listen, ask yourself one question. Could the hardship you are facing today be preparing you for a future you cannot yet see? A young man walked alone through a thick forest, carrying nothing but sorrow. His clothes were torn, his feet were covered with dust, and his face showed the pain of someone who had lost all hope. As he moved beneath the tall trees, he heard the soft sound of flowing water and followed it until he reached a quiet clearing. There, beneath an old tree, sat a wise saint. The young man fell to his knees before him and began to cry. The saint waited patiently. When the young man's tears finally slowed, he asked, "What has brought you so much pain?" The young man replied, "I was traveling home when robbers attacked me. They took my money, my belongings, and even the animal I was riding. Everything I owned is gone. I have no food and no way to return home." He looked at the saint with anger in his eyes. People say everything happens for a reason. Some even say that whatever happens may lead to something good. But how can losing everything be good? My life has been destroyed. The saint looked at him with compassion. "You are judging your whole journey by one painful moment," he said. "Sit beside me. I will tell you a story." The young man sat beneath the tree, and the saint began. A poor farmer once lived with his wife and son in a small village. The family owned a simple house, a narrow field, and a small store of grain. They were not wealthy, but they were content. They worked together, ate simple meals, and rested each night with gratitude. One season, heavy clouds covered the sky. Rain fell for many days without stopping. The paths disappeared beneath the water, the trees bent in the wind, and the river near the village rose higher with every passing hour. One night, the water entered the village with terrible force. The farmer woke to the sound of cracking wood. He rushed outside and saw muddy water moving between the houses. He called his wife and son, and together they climbed onto the roof. From there, they watched helplessly as the flood destroyed everything. Their crops disappeared beneath the water. Their stored grain was carried away. The walls of their home began to break apart. The farmer covered his face with his hands. "Everything is gone," he cried. "All our work, all our food, and our only home have been taken from us." His son sat beside him and said softly, "Father, we are still alive. Let us not lose hope. Perhaps one day we will understand why this happened." The farmer turned toward him angrily. "How can you speak like that?" he shouted. "We have no home, no food, and no future. Do not tell me that this may lead to something good." The son tried to calm him, but the farmer's fear had turned into anger. "Leave me alone," he shouted. Deeply hurt, the boy climbed down after the water began to fall and walked away. As the day passed, the farmer's anger disappeared and regret took its place. He looked again and again toward the path, hoping to see his son returning. But the boy did not come back. "I should never have spoken to him that way," the farmer said. "I allowed one terrible moment to control my words." Before sunset, a rescue boat arrived and carried the farmer and his wife to safety. A villager said, "You lost your house, but you saved your lives. There is still hope." The farmer shook his head. "What hope?" he asked. "My land is ruined, my food is gone, and now my son has left us." His wife held his hand. "We cannot change what the flood has taken," she said, "but we can choose what it will not take. It must not take our courage, our patience, or our will to continue." The farmer remained silent. The couple built a small shelter from straw, broken wood, and cloth. His wife began helping families in nearby villages in exchange for food. The farmer walked to the nearest town to search for work. He visited shops, fields, workshops, and storage houses. He asked everyone he met whether they needed help. But no one hired him. The next day, he tried again. Once more, he returned without work. Days turned into weeks. Each failure made him feel smaller. Whenever he looked at his ruined field, he remembered everything he had lost. One evening, he sat outside the shelter and said, "Nothing is changing. Every door is closed. My efforts are useless." His wife placed a bowl of warm food beside him. "You are tired," she said. "That does not mean you are defeated. I have tried many times. Then try once more. What is the use? The use is that tomorrow is not today. A door that was closed yesterday may open tomorrow, but you will never know unless you walk toward it." The farmer looked at her. She still believed in him, even when he no longer believed in himself. The following morning, he began another journey toward the town. On the way, he met a saint walking beside the road. The saint noticed his troubled face and asked what had happened. The farmer told him about the flood, his destroyed home, his missing son, and his repeated failure to find work. After listening, the saint said, "Perhaps this suffering is not the end of your story." The farmer became angry. "Everyone speaks of hope because they are not living my life," he said. "How can losing everything lead to anything good?" The saint pointed toward a field nearby. "Can you see the seeds beneath the soil?" he asked. "No." "Does that mean nothing is growing?" The farmer remained silent. The saint continued, "Some changes happen where our eyes cannot yet see them. Time must complete the picture. Do not make a finer judgment while the story is still being written." The farmer carried those words with him. When he reached the town, he almost turned back. He had already heard the word no many times. Then he remembered his wife's hope and the saint's words. He continued walking. Near a large warehouse, a wealthy merchant was speaking to several workers. One of them had failed to arrive, and many goods needed to be moved before nightfall. The farmer stepped forward. "I am looking for work," he said. "I will do whatever is needed." The merchant studied him for a moment and then gave him a chance. The farmer worked without complaint. He lifted heavy loads, arranged the goods carefully, and stayed until every task was complete. The merchant hired him again the next day. The farmer arrived before sunrise. Day after day, he worked with honesty and discipline. He treated the merchant's property as carefully as if it were his own. In time, the merchant trusted him with greater responsibilities and increased his wages. When he learned that the farmer and his wife were living in a weak shelter, he offered them a small house near the warehouse. Their lives slowly began to improve. They had food again. They had a safe roof. The farmer no longer depended on uncertain crops alone, and his wife no longer had to worry each night about the shelter collapsing. Still, the farmer missed his son. One evening, someone knocked at the door. When the farmer opened it, he could hardly believe what he saw. His son stood before him. The farmer embraced him tightly. "Where have you been?" he asked through tears. The son replied, "After I left, I walked to the town. At first, I had nothing. I slept near a tea shop and helped clean the place for food. Later, the owner gave me a small job." He smiled. "I learned how to prepare tea, serve customers, and manage money. I saved every coin I could. After some time, I opened a small tea stall. It is not large, but it belongs to me." The farmer listened in amazement. The son had not returned broken. He had become stronger, wiser, and independent. At that moment, the farmer understood. The flood had destroyed his old life, but it had pushed him toward work he would never have searched for before. His son's departure had caused great pain, but it had also forced the young man to discover his own strength. The farmer had once believed that the flood had ended everything. In truth, it had closed one chapter and opened another. The saint finished the story and looked at the young man beside him. The young man thought for a moment, then said, "The farmer found work, and his son returned. But my belongings were stolen. What possible good can come from that?" The saint reached into a small cloth bag and removed a glowing stone. "I found this near the path this morning," he said. "Take it." The young man touched the stone to the iron buckle on his belt. Before his eyes, the iron began to shine like gold. He stared at the stone in wonder. Then he slowly understood. "If the robbers had not attacked me, I would not have entered this forest," he said. "If I had not entered the forest, I would not have met you. And if I had not met you, I would never have received this treasure." The saint nodded. "You could not control what was taken from you," he said, "but you could control whether the loss destroyed your spirit. Remember, pain often shows us only one piece of the picture. Time may reveal the rest." The young man bowed with gratitude. He had entered the forest, believing that his life was over. He left, knowing that life had merely redirected him. When everything seems to be going wrong, guard your decisions. Do not allow temporary pain to create permanent regret. Accept the hope others hold for you when your own hope becomes weak. Keep walking, even when nothing appears to work. You may not understand today's hardship while you are living through it. Let time complete the picture. You cannot control everything that life takes from you, but you can choose not to lose yourself. What appears to be an ending may be the path toward a new beginning, so never give up. This story carries a powerful truth. We should never make a final judgment while life is still writing the next chapter. The young man believed the robbery had destroyed his future. The farmer believed the flood had destroyed his family. Both of them judged their entire journey by the most painful moment they could see. But pain never shows us the complete picture. The flood took the farmer's house, yet it pushed him towards steady work, greater security, and a life beyond uncertain crops. His son's departure caused terrible regret, yet the separation helped the young man discover his strength, learn valuable skills, and build something of his own. The robbery left the traveler with nothing, but it redirected him into the forest, toward the saint, and toward a treasure he would never otherwise have found. This is why people say, whatever happens, happens for good. It does not mean every painful event is good by itself. Loss still hurts. Betrayal still wounds. Failure still disappoints us. It means that even painful events can become part of something meaningful when we respond with patience, courage, and wisdom. Do not let temporary pain create permanent damage. The farmer's greatest mistake was not losing his home. The flood was beyond his control. His mistake was allowing fear to control his words. In one angry moment, he hurt his son and created a second loss. This teaches us to guard our decisions when our emotions are strongest. When you are angry, pause before speaking. When you are frightened, pause before making a major decision. When you feel rejected, pause before destroying a relationship. When you feel hopeless, pause before giving up on something that may simply need more time. This too shall pass. Your present emotion may feel permanent, but it is not. The storm inside you will eventually become quieter. Do not make a lifelong decision because of a feeling that may change tomorrow. Accept the hope others carry for you. The farmer's wife understood something he could not see. She told him that the flood could take their home, their food, and their possessions, but it did not have to take their courage. Sometimes, our own hope becomes weak. In those moments, we must accept the hope of those who still believe in us. A friend may see strength in you that you have forgotten. A parent may see possibilities beyond your present failure. A husband, a wife, a teacher, or a mentor may continue believing when you are ready to surrender. Do not reject their encouragement simply because you cannot yet feel what they feel. Where there is life, there is hope. As long as you are alive, another attempt is possible. Another conversation is possible. Another beginning is possible. Keep walking toward closed doors. The farmer searched everywhere for work. He heard no again and again. He returned home discouraged and believed his efforts were useless. But his wife reminded him that tomorrow was not today. A door that was closed yesterday could open the following morning. And that is exactly what happened. When one door closes, another opens. But you must continue walking in order to find the open door. Many people give up one step before the opportunity they have been waiting for. They assume that repeated rejection means permanent rejection. But rejection is often a direction, not a final destination. A failed interview may lead you toward work that suits you better. A failed business may teach you what your next attempt needs. A broken relationship may reveal what love should truly look like. A delayed dream may be developing your patience, discipline, or character. The darkest hour is just before the dawn. The moment when you most strongly feel like stopping may be the moment when perseverance matters most. Let time reveal what pain is hiding. The saint asked the farmer whether he could see the seeds growing beneath the soil. He could not. But his inability to see them did not mean nothing was happening. The same is true in life. Some forms of progress happen silently. Some answers are developing beneath the surface. Some doors are being prepared before you arrive. Time is the wisest counselor of all. Time reveals whether a rejection was protection. Time shows whether a delay was preparation. Time explains why certain people could not continue with us and why certain plans had to change. Nothing comes before its time or beyond one's destiny. You cannot force every answer to arrive today. You cannot demand that every hardship explain itself immediately. Some understanding comes only after you have traveled far enough to look back. That is why patience is not passive. Patience means continuing to act responsibly while allowing life to reveal what you cannot yet see. Remember that circumstances can change quickly. When the farmer sat beside his broken shelter, he believed every door was closed. Soon afterward, a merchant gave him work. In time, he received better wages and a safe home. His circumstances did not remain the same forever. It takes no time for times to change. One opportunity, one decision, one conversation, or one courageous attempt can begin a transformation. Today you may feel ignored. Tomorrow, someone may recognize your value. Today you may feel lost. Tomorrow, you may discover a direction. Today you may be struggling to survive. Tomorrow, the strength developed during that struggle may help you lead others. After rain comes sunshine. The rain may last longer than you expected, but no storm remains forever. Search for the silver lining without denying the pain. Every cloud has a silver lining. This does not ask you to pretend a cloud is not dark. It asks you to remember that darkness is not the only thing it carries. The farmer still lost his house. The young man was still robbed. Their pain was real, but so were the new possibilities that followed. Wisdom does not deny suffering. Wisdom refuses to believe that suffering has the final word. Bad luck often brings good luck. A painful change may push us away from comfort and toward growth. A closed path may redirect us toward a better one. A wound may become the place where compassion strength, and understanding enter our lives. As the quote says, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." Your wounds can make you bitter, or they can make you wiser. They can close your heart, or they can help you recognize the pain of others. The outcome depends greatly on how you choose to respond. 3 actions to practice during difficult times. First, separate what you can control from what you cannot. You may not control a loss, another person's decision, an unexpected failure, or a sudden change. But you can control your response, your next action, your words, and the attitude you carry forward. Second, delay major decisions when emotions are overwhelming. Write down what you feel. Speak to someone wise. Rest, pray, or reflect. Give your mind time to become calm before choosing a permanent response. Third, take one small step forward every day. Send one application, make one phone call, learn one skill, repair one relationship, save one small amount, complete one useful task. You do not need to see the entire road. You only need enough courage to take the next step. When life changes suddenly, remind yourself, this too shall pass. Where there is life, there is hope. After rain comes sunshine. And when you cannot understand why something has happened, do not declare your story finished. Let time complete the picture. Now, I would love to hear from you. Has something painful ever happened in your life that later redirected you toward an unexpected blessing? Perhaps you lost a job and found a better purpose, experienced rejection and discovered a new path, or watched one door close before another opened. Share your experience in the comments below. Your story may give hope to someone who is currently standing in the darkest part of their journey. And if you're passing through a difficult season right now, write these 4 words in the comments. This too shall pass. Let those words become your promise that you will not give up before time reveals the full picture. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and share it with someone who needs strength today. Subscribe to Streams of Wisdom and turn on notifications for more powerful stories that inspire patience, courage, hope, and inner peace. We will return with another meaningful story to help you face life with greater wisdom. Until then, stay patient, guard your spirit, and keep walking forward. Remember, the darkest night cannot prevent the morning from coming, and what seems like bad luck today may become tomorrow's hidden blessing. You cannot control what is taken from you, but you can control whether you remain intact. Never give up during difficult times, because what appears to be an ending may actually be life redirecting you toward a new beginning.